Hi there, I'm Rex King. Welcome back to another episode where I review films currently in theaters. Today I am talking about A Man Called Otto. A Man Called Otto was directed by Mark Forrester and stars Tom Hanks as Otto, an older gentleman who, after losing his wife, has become a grumpy, angry gentleman who just doesn't like anyone at all. He also has some self destructive tendencies. This all starts to change when he meets Marisol and her family. Marisol is played by Mariana Trevino. I apologize if I mispronounced that name. And they start to change his perspective. This film is exactly what I wanted it to be. Now, if you're familiar with Mark Forrester's works, you kind of understand what he's going to go for with this film. It's going to be a story about an older gentleman who meets a group of younger folks and they start to change him. And he starts to break out of his shell and starts to really learn what life is about, what it makes life worth living. And I've seen films like this before. So the story isn't completely wholesome original, but I'll be honest, that didn't bug me that much. I feel like the story here is executed to absolute perfection. The pacing is spot on. The way in which it gets us to understand our characters and resonate with them is unbelievable. And by the end of the story, I was in tears, and that is not an easy thing to do. I don't usually cry during films, but this film definitely did it. And this, I don't want to say this film's a sad movie because it's not, because there is a lot of funny moments and there's a lot of good humor here. And I would say this film is definitely an emotional roller coaster. um I don't think younger audiences are going to understand this much. This movie's rated PG-13, but I'll be honest, I don't think anyone under the age of 18 is going to really grasp this one. Uh, there's nothing here that's like bloody or like swearing that would make it hard for a younger audience. It just, the concepts won't really hit them as hard as it will hit an older audience. I really enjoyed the story and the pacing. I don't think this one's for everyone. So I'm going to give the story score a 7 out of 10. It's close to being an 8, but because I don't think a ton of younger audiences are going to get this, I do have to judge it a little bit harsher for that, but it affected me really thoroughly. Then we have our characters, and I think this is where the film worked the most for me. You, this film really focuses on two characters, Otto and Marisol, and their relationship, the relationship that Otto has with Marisol's family, and kind of what brings him out of his shell, if you will. And this wouldn't work if the characters weren't three dimensional and relatable. And I do believe that Otto, Marisol, and even a lot of the side characters have realistic traits and feel like real people I would see in every day. So, with that in mind, I'm going to give the characters a 9 out of 10 because I think they hit every character really well and wrote them down perfectly for this film. The performances, I mean, it's Tom Hanks. It is Tom Hanks. Do I really need to explain why Tom Hanks is good at his job? I don't think so. At this point, you should see Tom Hanks' name on a poster and just presume he's going to be good. But Mariana Trevino, again, I apologize if I mispronounced that name, might actually steal the show away from him because she bounces off of him with such wonderful charisma and perfect timing that you really are rooting for her to help Otto and you really enjoy her presence in the movie. So I think she brought her own little flair to this character and I really enjoy what she brought to the film. So I'm going to give the performances a 9 out of 10. Then we have the visuals, and the visuals here are fine. There's nothing here that's out of this world. It uses flashbacks occasionally in some interesting ways. I don't necessarily think they were completely necessary at times. And like the ghostly visage of his dead wife who appears occasionally, she doesn't. I said ghostly, but she's like pretty much just her younger self, and it wasn't bad. It didn't do anything unique with the visuals. I would say the visuals are standard here, so I'm gonna give the visuals a 6 out of 10. Then we have the score and music, and so I want to stress this: the score and music are okay for the most part, but when they used real songs in the movie, it kind of took me out of the moment. Whenever they used real songs was like whenever he was flashing back, and occasionally it didn't bother me. There was just some moments in the film where I'm like, oh, okay, why is this song playing right now? And it just took me out of the moment. I would say those moments are few and far between, but it is one of the only negatives I can think of with this film. So I'm going to give the music score a 7 out of 10 because, again, I don't think there was anything bad here, and they used it well for the most part, just a couple moments here or there that didn't work. So the final verdict, I'm going to give this film an 8 out of 10. This is everything I wanted out of a film like this. It was an emotional roller coaster with good characters, a well-crafted story, and great performances. So at the end of the day, this film is truly something I think people need to see. I know critics are hammering hard on this film, saying that it's messing with people's emotions, stringing you along. I don't agree with that. This film is trying to get an emotional reaction, absolutely. But I don't believe we should be punishing a film for doing what it set out to do. And it did it well. So that is my opinion on A Man Called Otto. What did you think about it? If you've seen it, let me know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell to get notifications whenever I post. And I will see you next time.